Alright, so full circle all the way around is 360 degrees.
Yes.
On the yellow paper, 360 all the way around, there are 12 dots. So 360 divided by 12 gives me
Approximately 30.
30. Okay, for each one. So that means that from here to here is 30 degrees. Right now you are not using a protractor. Put your protractors away. What I know is that every section is 30 degrees. Okay? Now what I'm reading from is on your white paper. It's written down for you. You must use a straight edge in order for this to work correctly. Okay? You're going to make an angle that goes to the center of the circle. And I want it to be 60 degrees. So in that first circle, make an angle that goes to the center, and it forms 60 degrees. Do not use a protractor. Use that each section is 30 degrees. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this on your paper, correct?
Yep.
Have you ever seen that creature on Ice Age?
Sid the Sloth. Yes. That's Sid.
All right, we just made Sid, didn't we?
Yes.
So on your, I'm sorry, on yours, I want you to draw the big old eyes for Sid, and I want you to trace this and make this darker right here. Remember, we just made our 60 degrees, correct? On the second circle, I now want you to do the same thing, but now I want it to be 120 degrees. I want you to do the same thing, but now I need 120 degrees. Okay, ready? Oh, by the way, I'm recording.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, so from here, we have 30, 60, 90, 120. You made these big dots, correct? Remember, they go to the center, and we're going to shade this section, correct? Okay, that's what you should have something. I don't care if it looks exactly like mine, but it's going to be close. On the third circle, I now want you to do 240 degrees.
Oh, man.
Okay, recording.
I remember him jumping.
So I just asked you to do the 240 degrees, correct? So this one was larger. It's going to go from here, 30, 60, 90, 30, 60, 90.
1, 2.
Okay, and you shaded this whole big section, correct? Put big old eyes on it. Everything's good. Now, with your protractor, I want you now to go and measure these angles right here. With your protractor, I now want you to go measure these angles right here. Alright, so somebody tell me, when you measured with a protractor, what did you get for this angle right here? 60. What did you get for this angle right here?
We got approximately 120.
Yeah?
And then what about the angle down here on the bottom one?
That was hard
Why?
because it was out of the head.
You just take it and find names.
Okay, good. Elton, what you said was, well, that angle's too big, my protractor's not large enough, right?
Yes.
Good. So, what's a full circle?
360.
Could I measure this angle right here instead?
Yes.
And then subtract it from 360. So measure this inside angle right here, the smaller one. And then I'd know that a full circle was 360 degrees minus, how big is this angle?
150.
One what? 120.
Okay.
120.
So 360 minus 120 is 240. Are we okay? Somebody tell me, what do all three of these have in common? Huh? They're even numbers. What else?
They got 0.
They all have a 0. What else?
All right there.
Huh? They can all be divided by 60. What else?
Times.
Okay, so we went from 60 to 120 to 240. But now let's look at just the picture. On the pictures, what are the things that are the same?
They're circles.
They're circles. Okay, we just talked about that.
They're a piece of a circle.
Where do they go on the circle?
Middle.
Ah, very good. So if you notice on all of these that they go to the center of the circle. Are we good? So at the top of your paper, put a big star. and write that the vertex goes to the center of the circle. And we're going to call that a central angle. Does that make sense? Goes to the center is a central angle. Everybody good with that so far? On each of these, on each of these, we came and shaded this section, correct? What's it called all the way around the circle? What's it called all the way around the circle? Circumference. Now, this is not the circumference, this is just part of it. What shape would this be? An arc, very good. The arc in between the eyes is called the intercepted arc. It is because, yes, it is because the central angle intercepts this arc. See, here's my central angle, right? And this shaded part in between here is the arc, and it's intercepted because it's what is caught when I'm using that central angle. Okay? So each of these have an intercepted arc right here. Everybody good with that? And then down here on the third one, the intercepted arc is really large. Are we okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody understand? So we have two definitions so far. Central angle, intercepted arc. Now, go back to the first circle. We shaded that intercepted arc, correct? Now I need everybody to pick a circle, pick a dot on the circle that's not a part of the shade. Pick a dot on every one of the circles we've already written on that is not shaded. So right now, darken one of the dots on the edge of the circle that is not shaded. So for instance, right here on this first one for me, and it doesn't matter which one you choose, I may pick this one right here. Now use a straight edge from this dot and go back to each of the eyes on Sid. Okay? Here we go again. So you picked any dot, you highlighted it, right? And using a straight edge, you can use your colored pencil too. Now would be a good time to use your colored pencil. Okay? And I want you to connect straight edge back to the eyes of Sid. Okay? Do that for each of the other two circles as well. Okay, so after you've gone and done your here and you've made your marks back to your eyes, right? I want you then to go back and measure the angles right here. Down here, this one's the tricky one, right? Okay, so go back and measure these angles right here using your protractor. Okay, so somebody tell me, how big was this angle right here?
30.
30. How big was this angle right here?
60.
But wait a minute, does yours look exactly like mine?
Yeah.
No.
No, so the circle, the vertex is on the edge and it goes back to your eyes of Sid, right? So all of ours are different, but we're getting the same angle measures?
Yeah.
Huh. And then what'd you get down here?
120.
120, very good. So somebody tell me on those three, what changed? What's different compared to the ones that we had? Okay, we cut them in half. Now talk to me about the picture. What happened to the picture?
It's kind of weird. Like,
A weird triangle.
It's kind of silly.
Okay, kind of silly, good. What else?
It's like a triangle with a
Good. Well, where does it go to?
in the middle to the edge.
The end points or the edges, right? So in the middle of your paper right here, put a big old star, and I want you to write that the vertex is on the edge of your circle, correct? And what did you just tell me about the angle? Good, so the angle is half of the intercepted arc. Now, what I want you to know is what that's called. When the vertex is on the edge of the circle, that is called an inscribed angle. Okay? So what that means is this angle right here is inscribed because it goes to the edge of the circle. That means this angle right here is inscribed because it goes to the edge of the circle. And it's half of whatever that intersected arc is. Are we okay? Did it work for all of us? Yes. Did it matter where on the edge of the circle it was? No. Very good. All right. That fourth circle. Oh, wait. I got to go back. Okay. So, if my central angle is 60, what would my inscribed angle be? 30. If my central angle is 120, what would my inscribed angle be? If my central angle is 240, my inscribed angle would be 120. So whatever my angle is, what do I do to get to my inscribed angle? Whatever my central angle is, what do I do to get to my inscribed angle? Good, so I'm going to take that angle and I'm going to divide it by 2. Now I'm going to warn you, sometimes your brain plays tricks on you. I also want to remind you that you're sitting in your group with your CSI investigation, right? Right now. And the other teams around you are your enemies. You do not want them to hear your answers, okay? On the bottom of your white paper, it tells you what you're going to do next. Your inscribed angle, it needs to be 90 degrees. What would your central angle be?
Why would you say that loud?
Okay? Again, your inscribed angle is 90 degrees. What would your central angle be? On that fourth circle on the yellow paper, you are to make sure that you draw a picture. You might want to draw a different picture within your group to make sure that it works every time. Okay? You need to draw a picture. And then on the bottom of the white paper, you need to write in your own words and describing what do you know and how do you know it. Okay, if your inscribed angle is 90 degrees, what would your central angle be? Describing in your own words, what do you know and how do you know it? Are we good?
Yes.
And you have the remaining class time to get that done.